Hey everyone, good evening. How you doing? So here we are again. All right, so I promised to make a video on this pair. This is this Euro USD, the trade I took last week. So I should have done this video for you guys, but I've been a little busy with a few stuffs. So yeah, so now I'm gonna make the video. So it's not gonna be too long, probably 30 minutes. Uh, just within an hour we should be done. All right, so this is it. Okay, this is the markup before it played out. So I'm gonna show this to you now. You can see up September 14, 8:12. That is 12 minutes after London Open, right? So that is 12 minutes after London Open. That was when, I actually marked out this trade idea. So I'm going to be walking you guys through why I bought and, how many pips I was able to, how far the trade went. Yeah. So that is it. So I'm going to remove this now and then we are going to start. I can see this is it here. So this is the move up. So I got activated on this candle and then, took price all the way to the upside here. So why did I buy? Right. So what are the things I saw that made me, wanted going long on Euro USD? Okay. So permit me to use the replay tool quickly so we can just cut all of this and let's go to the daily time frame quickly. Okay. To the daily time frame. Um, that was September 14. So it was actually, the trade idea. I got the trade idea from dollar index. Okay, I got this trade idea from the dollar index, and this was what I was seeing on the dollar index that made me, look for long opportunities on Euro USD. Okay, yeah, all right. So yeah, so September 14, right? That was this candle. Yeah, this one, this bearish candle. Yes, this one here. So I did the analysis and I was, seeing that we have, this high, this low, and then we have this high, right? And then we have this equal lows to the downside. You can see this relatively equal lows. If we scale higher to the higher time frames, like the weekly time frame, this is what I was seeing, right? We have this imbalance here. Okay, I can see this imbalance and then these two relatively equal lows here. So this is liquidity to me. So I was anticipating maybe lower pricing, right? I was anticipating, a lower pricing from this area and then all the way down into this imbalance. That was like a longer term target for me if I was going to hold. Right. And if I'm anticipating lower pricing on DXY, it is just the opposite I'm going to be doing when it comes to Euro USD. So if I'm looking to uh short the dollar index, I'm anticipating it's going lower. It means I'm buying Euro USD, right? I'm just doing the opposite. So I wanted to see the DXY go down, right? To at least maybe come into this imbalance, right? On the weekly time frame, as on the higher time frame perspective. Now on the daily, this was what I saw, right? Now on the daily, I can see that we have this, this high and then this low and then this high, right? And then we had aggressive sales to the downside, that lasted a couple of 1, 2, 3, 4 days, right? And then we actually took out this, because if we go to the line chart, I can see that we had this, yeah. Okay, so this is like a breaker structure to me. We broke like a price closed below this structure level. That was like a breaker structure. And then looking at how the next day was a very, strong bullish day, the DXY bought aggressively to the upside. And now price was here. Permit me to do this quickly. Yes. So price was in this area. And then the next day, London session was about to open. That was 8 a.m. It was almost 8 a.m. my time. I started doing the analysis of that. Okay, we seem to have broken structure. I can see some equal lows to the downside. Yeah, I can see some liquidity in this area. That if the DXY is possibly going to go lower. These are targets, right, for me. So I can see this liquidity to the downside. And then, yeah, so price was here. I went into lower time frame and I was anticipating for what? Evidence that price wants to go lower. Because on the larger time frame now, price has already, price is inside this very last up candle before this, consecutive downward movement, right? So this whole area for me now becomes that potential area for distribution. That means I want price to come inside this area, which price, price is there already. And then I was anticipating um lower pricing, any kind of breaker structure to the downside. I was going to take a buy opportunity on Euro USD because I want the DXY to go lower. Right, so this becomes the potential area for distribution for me, where I'm anticipating lower pricing. Right. So this area here, going now to the 15 minutes time frame. Oh, sorry, let me quickly pull this back. Yes, so going down to the 15 minutes time frame. Again, we can also see on the daily time frame that we have this, imbalance. But then there was no way, I would have seen this as at then, right? Because this was the day. September 14, right? The candle was still printing. But I noticed, we had this big push the day before, and then we needed to fill the imbalance to an extent, right? That was why I was anticipating for lower pricing. And again, price has got into what a premium area for a sell for me. So I was anticipating, I was on the lookout for sell opportunities. And then going down to 15 minutes, okay, going down to the 15 minutes was actually a 5 minutes entry. It's actually a 5 minute entry. I was in this area. Was it here? Okay, yeah, this was it. This was it here. So now, but I didn't trade this because I can't trade the DXY, but I was able to catch a buy opportunity, which was the inverse of, this. So the exact same setup showed up on Euro USD, and that was one I took advantage of, right? So let me quickly show you again. This is it. Yeah. As you can see, it was just the opposite because this is it for the sell on DXY. All of this area here, right? You can see, and then all of this sell down, just the opposite for what Euro USD to the upside, right? So I was able to see it 12 minutes after, London session started. That was when I saw this trade opportunity, and it was cool, right? So I was aiming for 1 to 3, and then I wanted price to capture the, external liquidity sitting above, fill the imbalance, and all of that, which price did. Price did that. Yep. So let's quickly go to the dollar index now. Sorry, Euro USD. Keep. Yes. So this is it. Yeah. All right. Perfect. So this was it. Okay, so now I've already done the analysis on, the DXY. I'm just going to come to Euro USD to execute, right? This is where we had exactly. So we had this move, price rallied all the way to the upside. And then we had what? Price came back down. And then first thing I noticed again was, another thing I noticed rather was, we had all of this liquidity that was here, right? All of that liquidity. And then it got swept by this very last sell candle to the downside, right? So we had this liquidity sweep. And then what happened on the 3 minutes, I noticed that what we had that structure shift to the upside because you can see smart money was taking price lower, and then we're having what lower low, lower high, and the price was just going to the downside. And then we had this aggressive move up that broke, this structure to the upside. So now structure to me was now bullish, right? So on the 5 minute now, we are bullish, and then so now we have this, break of structure in this area, very small, and then price rallied up, filled this imbalance, right? Filled this imbalance. But because I was anticipating for higher pricing, you understand, I was still anticipating higher pricing. So I was more on the lookout for buy opportunities rather than sell. I could have taken the sell down to this imbalance, but I wanted to be, patient, and I wanted price to come down. This was where I was much more interested in this area. And so we have this imbalance here. Okay. And then we have this liquidity just resting here. So we have this, external liquidity at the top, which I wanted to capture. So we have this liquidity and yeah. So seeing this big push up, I just went in straight with a limit order. Right. Exactly. So my entry was at the imbalance. Okay. I'm sure. I think I played, was it the 20 level? Let us see. Was it 20? Okay, 30. Okay, so 997.30 was the entry. 997.30. And then stop loss should just go below this. That's about 10 pips. So that's a 10 pip stop loss, or 996.20. That was where it was. 996.20. That's 11 pip stop loss. So 11 pip stop loss, and then my first target is going to be 3 times what I'm risking, right? So I was aiming for 33 pips. So I was risking 3 pips, 11 pips to make 33 pips first target. And as you can see, where the first target is actually close to what the equal highs. So and then again in this area, 8 o'clock was this is London open, right? So the market opened, London session started. We had what bullish price action, right? Price started, going higher and higher, feel the imbalance up here, and then rejected, right? So it was dropping, but I kind of knew it was going to buy from there and start. And then I waited, and boom, and then the price just so let's take this to see. Yes. Yeah, so I got activated. You can see our price filled the imbalance completely and then rejected. Filled the imbalance and then closed, above the imbalance. And then the next candle that printed was a big bullish candle, as you can see. And then the next candle that printed, was a bearish candle, but they were all respecting the imbalance. You can see how price did not come back into that. It came back a little, but then rejected, right? So that was giving me a like a clear confirmation that price, is price wants to reject or is going to reject from that imbalance. As you can see, it didn't come back there, was just rejecting and it was just going up. So I was watching, I was, monitoring price as, as a chart, as the candles were printing. I also saw this imbalance, yeah, but I didn't want to take this one as I was okay with this, and then I was anticipating it to get to what 1 to 3, and that was what happened. And then price dropped, and as you can see, it went back up again, and I think that was the highest it got to. Okay, so the overall trade was a 1 to 4 or 1 to 4.50 something, but we just do 1 to 4, right? 1 to 4 risk to reward has about 11 pips to make 44 pips, and then price rejected. But I took all the profit at 1 to 4. I didn't 1 to 3 rather. I didn't go to 1 to 4, just risking, certain amount to make a certain amount. That's 1 to 3. That was it. But then price came all the way up here and then rejected and then came back all the way down. As you can see, it came into this imbalance and then price just rejected. Right. So that was a trade, Euro USD. I actually got the idea from the DXY. I actually thought this was gonna go, way up. You understand? So I was okay just taking profit at 1 to 3, but I was still anticipating higher pricing because I thought maybe the dollar index was going, to go for the relatively equal lows on the daily and then fill the imbalance. But it wasn't time yet, right? Wasn't time yet. So this gave a 1 to 4 and then rejected and then came back all the way down. It was a good trade for me. Cool. Yeah. So this is the trade I took. 44 pips, a 1 to 4 risk to reward. I mean, it came price gave more than 44 pips, but we're just going to go to 1 to 4 for the 4 pips, risk to reward of 1 to 4. Yeah. All right. So this is the trade. I hope you enjoy it. Take care.